Hey, yo, what's up? What's going on, YouTube family? Before we dive into today's content, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who's already subscribed to this channel. Your support makes a real difference, helping us share important stories that often go unheard. For the 97% of you who haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Your subscription helps this channel grow and reach more people, all thanks to the YouTube algorithm. This allows us to spread more awareness about what's really going on in the streets of America. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment with your thoughts. If there's anything you'd like to see or any way I can improve the quality of this video, drop a comment down below. And once again, thank you so much for your support. Now let's go ahead and get started. Right. And your name?
Niles.
Niles, how old are you?
37.
37. And tell me a little bit about yourself and how did you end up here?
Well, I was living with my sister. Something out of nowhere transpired with her girlfriend, and she said that I put my hands on her or something like that. And next thing I know, I went home. I left and let the situation die down. And then I came back and the locks were changed and I was out here just like that.
And how long has it been now since you've been living out here?
It'll be 5 years in December, I think.
5 years. And when that happened with the situation you explained, were you working at the time?
No, I was working on starting my own business. Yeah, so I mean, I guess you could say I was working, yeah.
And what business did you start?
I'm catering and events.
Nice.
So I turned it into an actual business, and so I was in the process of doing so. And then that happened, and then COVID happened, and then it just, never got to lift off.
See, that part I understand, because I remember when COVID was around, there was a lot of small business that got shut down because of that. And what was your specialty as of food? Because you said you were catering, but what type of food did you?
I mean, it depended on what the client wanted. I mean, a lot of clients would, ask for different things or whatever. So it was whatever they requested.
Okay.
If they even had a request.
All right. Let me see. Because you said you've been out here for 5 years. Have you tried getting housing?
Yeah. The thing with housing is, the people will come out, especially when we get moved. Say the city comes and they want to clean up the encampment. When they'll send out people to come and talk to us about housing. But that's exactly all they do is talk to us about it. They'll take our information. They'll tell us, give us all these promises, even to the point of, oh, we're going to leave real quick and we'll be right back and bring you guys some blankets, some tents, some food to take with you to your whatever new location you're going to. But we never see those people again after that.
So these organizations come to you guys, tell you all these promises and never get things done.
Never come back.
That's horrible.
Never come back. There will be another one the next time. And I take that back. There was one that really did follow through with what she said she was going to do. She really did. She explained it to us look, I get paid either way if you guys get into housing or not, but I'm out here because I want to, and I want to help you. And so you can listen to me or not or whatever, but this is what I want to do. I want to help you. So take it or leave it. And I thought that was real, real as hell. So, and she really did come back and was there damn near every day. Made sure she took me to DMV to get my ID. She brought food. If I needed a tent, she brought a tent. She tried to help out even the ones that were skeptical. She still was on them until they finally, listened to her. So she really, and she's the reason why I'm in the spot that I am now, which is waiting to get matched with the house. Yeah. So I've went through the process and all that because of her. And I'm just waiting to be matched. So I'm almost there.
And how long has it been now since you've been waiting to get housed?
About a year. Well, a little over a year.
And can you explain to me, what's the process to get housing? Oh, I heard that there's a line for it, but how long?
So what they say is 6 months. That's what I've heard from these people, but it hasn't been that at all. The process is you have to have ID, social security card, the basic identifications. And you then have to go through a series of questions. The main thing is, I'll say this, there has to be something wrong with you. If something's wrong with you, you'll get a place faster. So they'll ask you all these questions, sort of do you have any mental disabilities, bad drug habits? Can you work or can you not work? Things like that. And the more things you have wrong with you, the faster you'll get put into a place. But for someone like me who doesn't have either of these things, because there's actually a point system. You have to get, I think, 80 or 90 points, and that will qualify you to get in there. So the more things wrong with you, the more points you get. And then after that, after you get approved, I guess, you get a housing navigator, and then that person looks around and goes to different companies or different resources to find you a place. And then you wait for that person the housing navigator to then find you your place. Yeah.
And do they tell you like what are the and how many or how far it might be, or are just because you signed up in Oakland, are you going to be a resident in Oakland or wherever that housing is going to be?
Right. So me, myself, personally, since I feel that Oakland was the demise of my downfall, I checked, there's a list of cities and where they ask you, where do you want to live? I checked every box but Oakland. So that kind of is the reason why it's taking a little bit longer for me. Yeah, it's your choice, basically.
And so within 5 years, what have you been up to?
Trying to stay afloat. Trying to hold on to the little bit of stuff that I do have left. Which is things that I've bought to put into a new apartment, hopefully. And yeah, just trying to maintain sanity and try not to, hurt anyone or get hurt, because it's a lot living out here, and trying to work or have a job doesn't, because then you have to worry about, once people see that you're leaving at a certain time every day, then you have to worry about, is someone going to then go into my spot and take my things? So it's just, you have that going on, and it's been hard, but I'm still here, and it could be worse. It could be a lot worse.
And what are the difficulties that you face since you've been out here?
Well, like I said, making sure that when I leave and I come back, that my place is still there, my things are still there. Food, there's plenty of food banks and things, but keeping food. Like I said, a lot of these places, I would ask them for, things like a cooler or a metal box of some sort to keep food in, because, you have animals, you have rats, you have people that will take your foods. And the colds. The weather is a big, whether it's hot, cold, windy, weather plays a big part. And that's been difficult. And staying clean, trying to find a shower more than the ones that they offer, which is once every 2 weeks. Yeah.
Once every 2 weeks?
Once every 2 weeks.
And who's doing this?
Every other week. And that's at the Boys and Girls Club. Every Sunday, every other Sunday. Which, bless their heart, they've been there. They're good people. They try, but that's the only time.
So is this because if you're not a member, you could take showers?
No. It's just the Boys and Girls Club lets them kind of rent the showers for us to come the showers and the gym for every other Sunday.
And so you said once every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Where are you getting a chance to take showers?
At my spot, just boil some water, wash up that way. I still make sure I get clean, but it's like a shower, there's nothing like a shower. So yeah.
Especially a hot shower too,
Right.
Yeah.
And it's such a process, to stay warm. And so you have to have a fire going, and then make sure you're in an enclosed space. And then you have to make sure your water's still warm. And then it's just then don't let it rain, because, you can't really close yourself off on the top, because the fire's in there to keep you warm, and because the smoke. And so it's just it's a process. However, it could be worse.
True. And
what water do we use? The fire hydrant. Yeah.
The fire hydrant. Can you just explain to the people here that everybody here is not just a neighbor, but more like of a family? Of course,
Correct.
You would have your people that you won't get along with, right? Because of certain situations, certain blocks, certain space that nobody wants to cross. But from what I've seen so far, is that everybody communicates, everybody gets together, everybody helps one another, and with a helping hand, because it's
all we have is us out here.
In the end of the day, right? Because sometimes the community doesn't give back.
Right. And so what we have is each other to kind of lean on. Even still, being that was the business I was going into, I cook for the whole encampment, you know, a lot of times because I got tired of, you know, seeing everyone eating just fast food or eating junk. And I'm like, and a lot of them hadn't had a hot cooked home meal since Lord knows when. And I just couldn't have that, especially when I know how to cook, you know, so I would always cook for them. So like you just said, yeah, it is very much so its own little family because we only have each other and the communication is there. And surprisingly, every one of us know every one of us out here. Like if you don't know someone personally, you've heard of their name, you know who they are already, you know? Yeah. And as far as like our housed neighbors, I'll say that, if you are lucky enough to find a good spot where you can get along with your house neighbors or the business that you're parked in front of or whatever, then that's good. Like a lot of people think that, you know, we're out here and whatever is dumped, say a block down, like right there, that we did it. And it's like, but what they don't think about is the things that are dumped are like full bedroom sets, big headboards and full china cabinets. And where are we putting that in an RV? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how are we getting rid of these big, bulky furniture items in a tent? Like, how do, you know what I mean? And so we, a lot of times have that problem. But you know, a lot of times what people don't see is like where I stay at down there. When I go and clean, say the driveway or whatever, where I stay in, if there's stuff out in front of the business that's right there on either side, I'm going to go and clean it up, you know, every single night, you know, to make sure that, I mean, just because we're outside, people clean their house every day, you know, so if I'm outside, I have to clean that just as well, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of times that's looked over, that we just do nothing but bring trash and stuff like that, when really, honestly, everyone has junk. You know, but when you stay in a house, it's enclosed. It's in a garage. It's in a drawer and a room, or some hoarders have their whole house filled, but it's enclosed until you don't see it. So our stuff being outside, yeah, it might look like junk to you, but for a lot of us, that's all we have. And it might look like junk to you, but it's stuff that we need or use every day. You know what I mean? But
yeah, we call it, like what you were saying, to some people, you know, some would call it belongings some belongings to others, you know, are treasure. And then to others, right, that's not theirs. They'll see it, oh, what's this junk doing here? But in reality, that's somebody else's treasure, right? And, you know, saying...
Now, don't get me wrong. There are some of us that a lot of times it's misunderstood on what that is. But, you know, not everyone is the same. And like I said, sometimes there are those out there that accumulate trash, don't care, they'll throw trash wherever or whatever. But for the most of us, that's not the case.
True. But what's the next step for you? Because you said you have housing. Are you in the process of getting a job, or do you have a job?
Well,
I'm gonna go to the store. You want something?
just something to drink, a soda. All right.
Sorry.
No, bro.
No, you're so. I kind of forgot your question.
Okay, so my question is, what's the next step for you?
Oh, right.
But besides that, before I get to that, is, do you have a job? And if not, why? And just explain that for me.
Okay. Well, like I said, trying to work and the anxiety of, is your place still going to be there? Not just from other people breaking in or stealing your things, but the city coming and do random cleanups. Like they've done that where I've came back and like everything's gone. I've lost everything like maybe 4 to 5 times since I've been out here, just from a pop-up cleanup, like without warning. Do I want a job? Yes. Am I able to work? Yes. Will I work? Will I go and get another job? Yes. As soon as I'm placed in my apartment or whatever place that they put me in, gladly. That takes the anxiety, the burden of just, the relief of knowing that my stuff is safe. I can then concentrate on that, you know what I mean, or getting a job, which is going to be no problem, you know. So I've never had a problem getting a job. It's just, am I going to have a home to come to when I get off work that day? You know what I mean? That's just the biggest problem.
And that's true. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand that situation, right? They would always say, why won't they just get a job? But it's like, do you have a home to come home to after the hard day of labor?
Correct.
Okay.
Like, for example, I just lost my van, which was parked right behind us. The city just towed it. Like, that was my shelter, you know. It wasn't running at the time because I got in an accident up the street here because there was no stop sign on all four of at the four-way, there was not a stop sign. Anyway, the city just towed it because someone complained that my van was right there. Mind you, there's plenty of other cars that are unregistered, that are broken down, more broken down than mine. And like I said, I kept my area cleaned and all that, but there's one person on our block that lives down the block that bothers all of us, and we're not even near them or anything like that. Like, they are so far down, it's ridiculous, but they just keep picking, and it's like as if we're just causing so much just by being here and just trying to live as human beings. And so there's like, that's prime example right there. Like, I literally left, went to go get something to eat, came back, and it was gone with everything that I owned in it. Everything. And this was just in January.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
January 13th to be exact.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's already been pretty much a month and a couple of days, right?
Yeah. Everything. And it's so hard to get one step ahead. And it's things like that that kicks you 5 steps back. Like, to keep a phone, to keep paperwork that's important, to keep memories from, you know, your life. It's hard to keep anything because it can get taken from you in a heartbeat. And that's the biggest anxiety of living out here. Like,
if it's not one thing, it's another.
Exactly. But that's the biggest, is keeping what you own. And and it's hard to reaccumulate basic needs. Soap, you know, clothing, blankets, a shelter, period. To
people that do have housing, just imagine, you know, you coming home from a hard day work and your house is on fire.
Yeah.
Just like the thing that just happened in LA, right? The fire in LA, right? A lot of people had $1 million homes. Some people were out working and they had to literally see that their house is on fire.
Or already burnt to a crisp.
And they're already burnt to a crisp where they can't even get it back.
Exactly. Now it's flooded out there.
Wow. Are you serious?
Right after the fires, now it's flooded. Wow. And that has, and mudslides have ruined homes. And it's all bad down there.
Crazy.
Yeah. Things like that. Exactly. But that's natural disaster. You know what I mean?
So natural versus people taking your things.
Yeah. But natural disaster, you could kind of predict, or you get somewhat of a warning. You know what I mean? You're able to somehow, like, you know, if there was an earthquake, maybe your house has fallen. You know what I mean? If there was a fire, you'll get a phone call and you know what you're walking into. Out here, there's
no telling.
No telling. You can go to the store, come back, boom, gone. No explanations. No, where your stuff is, nothing. Just poof, gone. And you're just sitting there like, what happened? And if no one was around to see anything, you know nothing. And another thing, oh my gosh, let me say this, please. A lot of times when the city comes to clean up, they will not let us go and get important items like our backpacks, which have our whole life in it, like our wallet, our phones, things like that, keys, whatever. A lot of times. But then before they leave, if we happen to look in their trucks, inside their trucks, not in the back part where they're dumping stuff, but inside their trucks, there's so much of our items in there that they get to take, but we can't go and get, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And that's really messed up.
That's crazy.
A lot of times that happens. I mean, so much stuff, like even things like clothes. Like, to me, that's stealing from the homeless. Like, you guys have jobs.
True.
You guys have homes, and you come out here, and a lot of times they plan. You can hear them and see them. They're like, oh yeah, when we start cleaning up, we're going to get that. I want that right there. I want this right there. I want that right there.
Wow.
And they take these things home with them.
So
but then when we say, oh, please, sir, can I just at least grab my tent so I have a shelter to go to the next place? Or can I please, a lady will ask, can I please grab my purse? It's just right there. Nope.
Wow.
But they'll take that purse, they'll take that tent and put it inside of their truck and take it home.
So they're just taking advantage of the power that they have.
Exactly.
And everything that they see is pretty much finders keepers.
Right. And they laugh about it and they say, oh, come back if you want to, because we get paid so much for doing this cleanup. We're glad to come back out until you guys have nothing left anymore. This is the way that they talk to us too. Like, and I would ask them, like, how do you sleep at night? You know, I would hate for one day that you lose everything and you end up being homeless out here, because it's not cool. It's not fun at all. And talking to us like that, I can't believe that you can even sleep at night doing that. Like that, it's crazy.
Yeah, these people don't have no hearts, to be honest with you. I've seen it plenty of times too, you know, and seeing it within my own eyes is just, it's crazy to me, because just to think of it, you know, probably they might even have families too.
Yeah.
Do they treat their family like this?
Exactly.
The way how they treat others outside of their family?
Exactly.
Which is like the way how you treat your family, you should treat the same as the people that you see outside.
Right.
You know.
And God forbid if they have anyone in their family that's homeless. You know what I mean?
True.
It's just crazy.
And there's plenty of people out there too that are homeless, that have family, and these family members don't even try to help out. They know where they're located.
Yeah.
And they don't even try to, you know, come by and see them.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you need help? You know what? I have another bedroom. You know what? Forget that. I only got one bedroom, but you could sleep on the couch, and let's go ahead and work these things out so you can get back on your feet.
Now,
you know?
mind you, I've had 2 or 3 friends that have happened to see me out and about, which I've tried to stay away from my life because I didn't want them to see me like this. Like I don't think my mom even knows until probably now. I don't think my mom even knows that I'm out here like this. I've been lying to her every time I talk to her for so long, because I just can't admit to her that this is where I am now and disappoint her like that. But I have had friends that have offered to give me their bedroom, and they would sleep in another room. Like, just please come, get out of here. Just please come stay with me and get back on. But after being put out abruptly like that from someone that you're so close to, over something that someone else said, and that person who you're close to believed that was such a stab to the heart that I cannot find myself living under someone else's roof to where they can tell me that I have to get out ever again, period. And then also a lot of people out here, you know, they do have families. Yes, their families might know that they're out here, but they can't get it. They've been looking for them and they can't find each other. You know what I mean? That's a big thing that I've also seen out here, you know, like a lot of people from other states or even some from other countries, and they're stuck and they don't know how to get in touch with anyone else or anything like that. So there's that problem.
Well, hopefully I do come across to some people such as, because, you know, with this platform, there should be a way that I can link them with family, right? And hopefully this platform does get as big as possible, because I want to help as many people as possible. And that's the reason why I kind of started this, because it's not just to help out around a community. This is to help out around the world, because, you have to start from somewhere. Yeah. You know, and the first step is to start. Right. And then from there, keep going and going until you get to a place where now you can help out the world. And so last thing before we go, what inspiring words can you tell to others that are also living out here in the streets and are trying to get back into society?
Well, main thing is to never forget, you know, a lot of times people forget that they've even stayed in a place before, and it's like, they've turned into animals, so to speak. You know what I mean? And it's not, so to try to hold on to those same habits and those same mannerisms, I'll say, that you've had when you were living in a home. And I often tell myself it could be worse, but it will only be as bad out here as you let it be or you make it. you know, and always look up and ahead, because like the streets can swallow who you are and strip you of all morals and anything that you thought you knew about yourself. You totally have to forget kind of your whole life that you've had before and become a whole different person in order just to manage out here. But within that, don't lose who you originally are. And like I said, do that by maintaining same habits. And like, people make fun of me because at my spot, I still say, don't throw that in my front yard. You know what I mean? It's a yard, like whatever, like, you know what I mean? Or my front door, or at my house, you know, these are terms that I still use, just small things, but it keeps me, you know, keeps, like I said, those same habits of living in a place. Cause I've seen some people just, it's like, damn, you can live like this. Like I said, there's some of us out here that kind of lost our way or whatever. And it's like, wow, like have you ever lived in a home before? Like, how can you live like this? Which is some of the complaints that people have, but it's just some of us. Most of us, though, still, you know, remember what it is to live in a home. And those ones that have lost their way, so a lot of times they can't be brought back. A lot of times they are so far into this that they only enjoy this. Like, I've had friends that said that even if they were to offer housing, wouldn't take it because he can't be inside anywhere. Like, if he feels claustrophobic, and when he's tried to go home and be back in the house, it didn't work. And, you know, to each its own. So with that, like I said, just if you want to get back into a place, then you would try to maintain those habits so you don't get lost out here, I think. Yeah. And also, all work is work, period. You know, whatever you have to do to make some money, do it. Like, if it's from sweeping a gas station parking lot, whatever, from, you know, finding something that you're good at and selling those services, period, no matter what it is, do it, because that's going to be your only way other than crime. And that I don't suggest you do. My best advice is find something that you're good at and sell those services, no matter what it is.
Thank you so much, Niles.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for this interview. I really do appreciate it. And I enjoyed it. It was to a point where it didn't feel like an interview. It felt more like
A conversation.
getting to know you more and the conversation, you know.
Gotcha.
And hopefully the viewers also feel the same way as well and understanding your story. And on to the next one, because this isn't just the first one. You know, this will be a journey that I actually want to see, because you said you got housing, so I can't wait for that to happen, because this is just another step.
I don't have housing yet.
Not yet.
Waiting
not yet,
to be matched with housing.
But soon.
Yeah,
soon,
exactly.
Soon we'll get to it. All right. Thank you, Niles. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
again.